late
Welcome,
and
ladies. This is the dual intro, man. Let's do it.
at the same time. This is gonna mess with people.
Okay.
Let's not do this.
Okay. I was gonna say we like finish each other's words, so I'd be like, welcome, and then you say ladies, and I go and then you go gentlemen.
This could get off topic so fast, though.
I know.
just like now. Let's enjoy the players.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to do the first?
I guess I should. Spawning in the bottom right corner, representing Team Dignitas, he is the Blue Protoss player.
Seed.
And his opponent attempting to deal with some very annoying probe harass already. Up in the top left, in the red from Team Microgamers, it is PenguiN. And I remembered to say his name.
Yeah.
See this kind of thing again.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he is. But luckily here for PenguiN, he did go for the pool first, and he pulled drones pretty early, so he recognizes it. He knows, oh, whoa, this probe is very low.
Yeah, that second one that we've seen come out of him before.
Oh!
Just gets out there. But these cannons are, I think, going to finish. What a great spread on these as well. He's managed to get such a cool wall out of this. And with one, maybe, I think... Oh, that...
Is that drone stuck?
Yeah.
Right.
These aren't going to get cancelled, I don't think. I mean, the cannons have cancelled the hatch. There's no reason for him to fight this. The lings of PenguiN are instead just going to move straight across the map. Although actually running past the cannons on the low ground means that they lose an extra ling. The other one should have regen by that point. And this drone back in... Oh, he's trying to put down a proxy.
Trying to get the hatch, yeah.
He's not going to make it, though, I don't think.
Oh! Jeez. And the lings are going to be a little bit too late. I believe the probe is going to hold the fort.
Yeah,
and,
it's best.
He needs like 8 lings to make that.
Do 3 lings make it past the cannon? I don't know.
I don't think with the probe there.
No, maybe not.
The probe will die most likely, but I don't believe they'll be able to make it in.
Not even trying.
Succeed. Yeah. Damn, well, what does PenguiN do here?
I'm really surprised he got that probe out. PenguiN just didn't see that, so he does not know that that probe has sneaked its way out. More focused, I guess, on putting down these extra hatcheries to make up for the deficit he's already taken. But to not have an extra base as a Zerg by the 5-minute mark, even with one pretty far along over and up here, it's kind of tricky. Plus, there's a defended cannon in placement here too.
ASL.
Oh my god, Seed, you cheeky bastard, I love it. He is gonna, the fact that he snuck by those lings, I don't think that PenguiN is, oh my god, yeah, I don't think PenguiN is ever gonna be able to realize the potential for this, yeah.
Oh, no way.
Oh my god.
He's doing it again. This is just so rude, and I love it.
Yep. Absolutely brutal, and he's never going to expect that. I mean, he has the lings outside of the base. He says, "Yeah, I see every probe that leaves," and apparently he did. So,
no, he did not. He missed this critical and extremely rude, as I said, probe. He's going to get his way out, and there's 2 cannons in production. When this hatchery finishes, it is in for an unpleasant surprise. This is the kind of birthday present that you really don't want to receive.
Not at all, for sure. It's
like,
it's when you just wish it wasn't your birthday, and you're like, you know what? Like, I just want the day to be over. And yeah, the hatchery is completed already. These two.
Oh, no way. Okay, guys, here we are on King Sejong Station in what, as Tempo said, could possibly be the final game of the night. And spawning in the bottom right in yellow from Team Microgamers, the Zerg player, PenguiN. You muted. You muted.
Oh my god. Alright, and spawning in the top left corner, potentially looking to end this very, very quickly, it is the red Protoss player representing Team Dignitas.
Seed.
He's doing it again.
I know, King Sejong is pretty good for it. So, yeah, thanks for that heads up. It actually was up, the mute,
Patreon.com
but it was
/ASL.
Well,
I would have done that. If I was solo casting, you guys would have had a silent cast there.
yeah. Well, it's okay. It's okay. We got this, man.
Yep.
And see,
Probe.
that's pretty major, actually. Catching that probe when he did, yes. So he's going to be able to potentially force this cancel, although there is a second probe coming out.
Seed, how does he have that probe there?
Seed, can we just have a macro game? I just want a
Yeah.
macro game, Seed. What?
He just wants to get lunch. Oh no, he's gonna lose the second probe. Oh man, that was an absolute disaster. And like
Macro game!
yeah, like you were saying though. Remember before you said like I don't really like doing it because it can either end in pretty much a game victory or just a complete disaster. And,
Yeah.
that was pretty much a complete disaster there for Seed. He lost 2 probes and 361 total minerals, or resources rather, but it is minerals, I guess. And it's going to be another 100 there, so he's starting the game at a 461 mineral deficit. Definitely not how you want to do it.
No, that is some serious money down the drain. Not something you want to be in at all. He does have that pylon that's being killed off in the natural, keeping those 2 lings at home. So I guess he's got that kind of incredibly vaguely denied scouting and mining because of the pylon. But that is a very weak victory to be taking at this point.
Mm-hmm. So nice. So PenguiN will be able to show us his what he got in ZVP, and he does play pretty. Did he go for the hatch first there? Or I wasn't sure, but either way, he dealt with the cannon rest, which was fine. And now we're gonna see exactly how this is gonna shape up.
Yeah, I mean, the cannons haven't worked. He's building his cybercore on the low ground, keeping it in a place where it can be seen by the overlords. But that just keeps PenguiN informed about where his opponent is in the tech. Now, because he knows it was a forward expand, because he knows it was a failed cannon rush, PenguiN probably feels pretty good, and we see this third base is coming down as well. He knows that he can drone up really hard for quite a while. He's got until the mothership core at the very least, which is a good 30 seconds, minimum way, and then it has to make its way across the map. So he can get at least a wave or 2 of drones out before he has to even think about making links to deal with this.
Yeah, and he has 2 lings right now out. And those are really the only ones that he needs. Seed could try to be cheeky and try to go and cannon rush a third, but I mean, at this point, I really don't agree with the move like that. And the fact that he has his overlords there, he has one in the natural, checking the gas, and then he also has one in the main. And he's able to see where the pylons are and see where the potential tech is going to come out. And I don't know if he's paying attention, but Seed was just chrono boosting out his warp gate, and if that overlord was paying attention,
he did see that. I think he did see it. He did click over to it and move it. So this overlord will have paid attention to that, and also we can see that this overlord on the natural can see the forge researching. He can see the +1 is on its way, so he's probably aware that this is likely to be some kind of +1 zealot attack. With the sentries being built out as well, could be zealot sentry, and that is a pretty strong timing. But he's getting ready with his lair and his roach warren to defend this as much as he needs.
Yeah. And this overlord might actually survive here in the top left of the map. As soon as it does get pushed out, though, 3 more gateways do come out. And what about this third gas here, Leith? So, we see the overlord can scout it. I'm wondering, okay, he took the 4th one. I was thinking, if he only stayed on 3 gas, if it was some kind of mind game there, of course, for that overlord to see that maybe he, took the gas and was going to go into some kind of tech play, but...
It doesn't feel like anything too ridiculous to me. It's not going to be, obviously there's no Robo or Stargate yet, so it feels to me that this is going to be a general pushing towards a more macro style. I base this mostly on there being not that many gates, but that Robo is now coming down, so it could be a delayed Immortal Sentry push, perhaps. Let's see. Probe's coming out. Yeah, he's going to try and secure the 3rd. Seed has heard my pleas. He knows that I seem to be macro.
Yeah, so very nice. So I'm very interested in seeing how this game will go. And PenguiN getting a very early burrow here with the roaches. And he hasn't been able to scout the robo yet. So he's just kind of going this style already. In order, I don't know, he's just getting burrow because burrow's a pretty damn good upgrade, I mean, if he even wants to, he can start getting that burrow movement. But we see the spire coming down here. And that's kind of I feel like is it a little bit earlier if he was going to go for a roach ling and 2 spire, but... maybe he's just feeling good and go right into Spire and just have roaches for safety.
It doesn't feel too bad to me at all. He's pretty aware that his opponent is taking a 3rd at this point because, the Ling was chased off by the sentries. You know what that means. You really do. As a Zerg player, you can pretty much get a good sense of that. So he's just trying to work out what's a good counter to the things he's likely to face. I don't think PenguiN has seen the Robo. No, PenguiN has not seen the Robo, but he has seen the 3 gates. And Robo is a very standard play to follow that up with. So... It's nothing too unusual, and the Spire's a pretty good tech in any situation.
Yeah, it's a great quick transition as well, and I think the fact that he did take that third, which makes it seem like he would have the time to build up the gas that he needs to deal with any kind of pressure, and then go for that sick Muta switch when he decides to do so. But yeah, with
I
no
love
Stargate,
Seed's little
Muta's
aggression,
always
yeah.
a good choice.
I love Seed's little poking out. He was kind of looking towards the fourth base, teasing it with those sentry tickle beams. But he knows that with the roaches there, sentries don't really fight. Don't really fight roaches that well, or most things that well, especially. And
Yeah.
he's just, yeah, he tried. But now that those rocks have been called off, it's always clear where the Protoss force that attacks is going to be coming, and that's why these burrowed lings are here. The second that any attacking force comes up here, these lings will unburrow and will attempt to surround things like immortals, things like sentries that really don't want lings on them. Instead, however, C's just going to go through the rocks because he's got an immortal.
He doesn't care. He's just going to go ahead and try to take it that way. Luckily for Seed, he does have an observer, so Burrow will not be as strong as it could be. And I think he even sees it already. Yeah.
He does. He's got an observer. I mean, these lings trying to escape now, but the force fields have really been allowed to be established for Seed. Even so, forcing that recall out, not an effective engagement, and a lot of force fields spent in it.
Yeah, that is way too many units there. And I do like that Spire timing now, of course, because I believe he sees the third, and now this attack is going to be able to go ahead and... Oh my god, I was going to say, the attack of PenguiN is going to be able to kind of do a little bit of damage here. I don't think he will be able to break Seed by any means, but I don't think he wants to. He just wants to put the pressure on so that when the mutas do come, he's going to be able to do massive amounts of economic damage and then multi-prong. But I think I missed something. He scouted. I did not see him.
He scouted the Spire and he's producing out a triple Stargate. And the thing is, PenguiN knows it. That's why there are 7 swarm hosts in production right now. He's already taking towards that, and he's going to be ready to kind of handle it as well as one can. Now, one of my favorite things to do with Phoenixes is to take them with an observer and pick up swarm hosts and kill them, because the Zerg gets really confused and it's always funny. But I'm not sure if this is the time to be doing funny builds.
Yeah, not at all. I think he's just gonna anticipate the mutas, and the fact that he hasn't really seen them. Oh yeah, they're in his natural now, but there's only 5, and I think that Seed is smart and he realizes it, and he's gonna go right into Void Ray production, noticing that PenguiN is not gonna be going into that style. But now does he know about?
He's going to scout the swarm hosts now. The swarm host did not burrow in time, and Seed saw everything there. So PenguiN wisely didn't burrow them before that point, because it meant that he could get away with not spawning locusts at his opponent the whole time. But it didn't work out, because swarm hosts are pretty good at revealing their presence one way or another. It's just actually getting to kill them.
Getting there. And we see that the static defense of PenguiN is already starting to go up. He's going to play this into this kind of passive style for now. But no, look at me. No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
PenguiN moving out with the swarm host onto the map, and he's continuing to spread his creep. Not quite as good as it was, of course, in the ZVT, but...
this is a real problem, though. If we look at these roaches, they're pushing on one side, and every time they do, the swarm hosts were just inching up. They're moving up now, so they're getting closer and closer, reinforcing faster and faster, and it's going to become an increased locust threat all the time.
Yeah, and he's already teched up to Hive, so he's going to be able to pull any kind of, the big units, such as Colossi, but there are no Colossi here for Seed. Seed is not opting to go for that style. He's just going to go for a mass air style, and a lot of Void Rays are going to be pretty good, especially just because there's not really that many queens out, and he doesn't have the pathogen glands either. So the Corruptors are going to be pretty good against him, but it really depends on the count. I don't know if PenguiN knows how many Void Rays just are being made.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Void Rays is a really decent counter, I think, to a Swarm Host style, but you do have to be absolutely so careful of those things you mentioned. I mean, Vipers don't really do a whole lot, but they can pull them into the walls of spores and spines that Zergs build. You can get Infestors instead, and you can use those for the Fungals, which are absolutely devastating to a Void Ray force. And even Corruptors, when there's enough of them, can do work. There's not too many Voids.
Oh no, the Corruptors are going to get caught out of position
that wasn't
here.
the one, was it?
We're trying to get a bit of damage, split the attention of Seed, but Seed kind of split the attention of PenguiN and was able to pick off a few of those Corruptors.
You got engagement on the left side of the natural of Seed, trapping a bunch of roaches, but even as it occurs, the locusts are going towards the 4th base, killing off the cannons that have already been built. They're probably going to be able, they might not be able to force that cancel, but something needs to be done about that. And that Void Ray force that was taking out the 4th base so swiftly is going to have to fly across and deal with the swarm host. And I think if he catches them out of position, free stuff.
Does he have an observer with it? Yeah, he has an observer with it, and there's nothing there to defend him. The corruptors are on the way. And there were a lot of corruptors made left. I think 17 plus, 4 more. So
well, I mean, there's a few voids there. 8 voids with the overcharge. I'm actually not that concerned about it in a weird way. I think I probably should be though. But massive damage being done to the swarm host forces here. And once the swarm hosts are down, the really scary force of the Zerg is destroyed. So many corruptors, they still can't shoot a single stalker down.
Nope. They can try, but it's unfortunate for them. They just have to look at them and corrupt them and say, yeah, now you're covered in green. But I mean, it's not really the biggest deal, right? It's what, 25% extra damage, I believe.
I think it's 20, but I'm not sure. Now you say it, I begin to doubt myself. Let's have a look.
I can't remember either.
20 for 30 seconds.
20%. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So not even 25%, that extra 5%. But this Void Ray force is pretty scary. I'm surprised that he hasn't opted to go for his air upgrades, though.
Yeah, they're quite major, actually. Getting the air upgrades for Void Rays. I mean, Void Rays hit so frequently that because they fire, it's 1 tick of damage, which is 6 damage without upgrades, every half a second.
Yeah.
So that's that's an extra 2 damage per second as soon as you get +1, and continues per upgrade.
Yep. Oh my
Pretty
God!
sick.
Well, do you think that's enough corruptors here? As they do,
I think it is.
firing. Yeah.
Really nice
from
control.
Seed, but yeah, he needed to get his stalkers there in order to deal with these corruptors while the Void Rays fought.
Yeah, he didn't quite manage it, but he has driven away a few of those corruptors now. But they're so tanky, those corruptors. They all have 2 armor, which is pretty major, and so they do absorb quite a lot of damage, even if they don't deal that much themselves.
Yeah.
Even so, Seed's macro is looking pretty beastly, and he's got double Colossus production to back this up. For his opponents, he's getting those swarm hosts. Well, double Colossus is a pretty good answer to that.
I really like that he is going double Colossi because, I mean, it's a little scary though too because there are going to be a lot of corruptors still, but if he continues to make Void Rays, I would, yeah, there we go. +1 on that attack upgrade for the air. I think he's just going to go for a really, really nice death ball as PenguiN though is just kind of playing it for that super late game, setting up so defensively at his 4th here and taking a 5th as well, and then gonna try to maybe get into that situation where both players are mining out the map, and it does come down to those very, very ridiculous trades where you're trying to just what is it like it's war of attrition here, right? Where
swarm hosts usually win a war of attrition because they're not paying. They don't pay for locusts. Swarm host corruptor is actually pretty scary a lot of the time, but big air balls can beat it. And it's a question of whether Seed gets up his big Void Ray, maybe a bit of Tempest, maybe a bit more carrier even thrown into the mix. Oh, dodging that fungal so well. We've seen sick fungals out of PenguiN all the way through tonight, and actually this is a really, really good attack.
Yeah, and I mean, well, they're equal on supply right now. A little bit more army supply here for Seed. And, I mean, if he gets these fungals up, he will be able to get them on the ramp, but it looks like Seed is going to push up into this 4th base, and it's going to go down most likely for the 2nd time, but the Corruptors are moving in. Oh my God, the Corruptors are going ham, and the fungals are good as well. But the next wave of Locusts, he may be able to, but...
So many of the Void Rays have just died off. Oh, I think all of the Void Rays might go down. Might not kill off all of the Colossi, but the Vipers are going to get themselves out of that. No, Viper goes down. Great blink forward from Seed, but the next wave of Locust is going to push this army of Seed back for now.
Wow. So he loses his 4th, which is a little bit of a victory for Seed, but like you said, he lost so many Void Rays there. He's only up to 1 now, but he continues to make them 3 at a time. And I like the fact that... PenguiN is getting these infestors and adding them into his army, and the fact that he's getting melee upgrades makes me think. Do you think we'll see, very heavy upgraded Lings and Ultra?
We could do. I mean, as a Ling Ultra follow-up, the problem with that is it's very maneuverable, but it can't actually fight the Void Rays. So I'm unsure.
Yeah, the Void Rays problem.
Yeah, the Void Rays are the issue. If you can get away with it, if you can pull it off, then it's possibly viable, but it's a risk.
Oh, these investors though.
Didn't quite get it out. I really thought he was going to get that one, but the blink forward is going to try and secure a couple more. Not quite pulling it off. And now these guys can't blink away from these locusts.
And I mean, he's just not allowing it. Oh, 1 pull, If he target fires, he would be able to get it. There's only 2 Corruptors left. And with these Void Rays continuing to
Just
get
not
up
enough.
there. Oh,
It's
good
just
fumble.
not enough. These Colossi are pushing forward. The Void Rays are coming in to reinforce, and the Corruptors' losses were just so great, even with all the Void Rays being picked off. With these great Fungals coming from PenguiN, I'm not sure if he can hold when he's faced with this many Colossi still alive. But when do the next wave of Locust spawn? That's
Yeah,
the real...
it's not going to be soon enough. I think, yep,
Soon
losing
enough?
this almost. He's losing everything here.
Ah, there we go.
GG.